Hello beaders, welcome to Beachside Bead Boutique. My name is Jerry and today I am super excited because we have the December edition of Curated Bead Box, and this is Winter Vineyard. So I am really excited to open this up and see what the contents are inside the box, and then also I'm going to come up with a design. So stick around and let's get beading. Winter Vineyard. This is the month of December 2025. Ooh. Okay, I see some pretty colors and things in here. Okay. Of course, I always get ahead of myself because I'm just really excited. So let me get this organized and then we'll see what we have to work with. Okay, so here we go. Winter Vineyard. First, we have 10 millimeter red brown swirl marble style glass bead, 8-inch string. And this is really pretty. It looks more pinky to me, and I don't really see the brown. I see kind of a gray and pink, but I do like these beads, and this is 10 millimeter, and I think this is really pretty. That's a really pretty bead. So you got the swirls of the pink and what they say is brown. We got some creamy mix in there, but very shiny and very pretty. I really do like these. Next we have 10 millimeter green blossom spray glass bead, 8-inch string. So we have another 10 millimeter, and these are really pretty. It has a really pretty green with the teal turquoise color. I mean, I don't know that I really get Winter Vineyard from this, but it is a pretty bead nonetheless. I mean, could use it for whatever, and I mean, I don't know if that's really, I would say, cohesive, but again, that's the beauty of this box, is because sometimes they put things together that you necessarily wouldn't put together on your own. So if we did this in a, a design, and I mean, it could be beautiful. So, but keep picking up this paper. Next, we have 10 millimeter khaki dual style glass bead, 6-inch string. So again, now we have a deeper green, a khaki, but pretty. We have, see, lighter shades and then swirls of darker. It's a very pretty green. I don't think I really have a green this color. Very nice. Next we have 10 millimeter dark red gray dual style glass bead, 6-inch string. Okay, now this one, I think this is actually the 10 millimeter red brown swirl marble style glass bead. That would make more sense. So I think this is the first one, but it says it's an 8-inch string, and then the green blossom spray glass bead is also an 8-inch string. So if that's this, these obviously are not both the same. That's why I thought that was this. Anyway, I'm not sure, but I think this is the red brown swirl marble style glass bead, which would make more sense because yes, this is pink and the brown and very pretty. I mean, we have the speckles of the pink and brown and cream swirl. It looks like some delicious ice cream, strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla all melted together, but very pretty. So whichever one this is, it is very pretty. And whichever one this one is very pretty. Okay, so that's just how it goes. But they also could substitute. So if something is out of stock, then they'll substitute it for something else. So that might be what happened, and that's why it's saying a shorter length than what's here. So anyway, the show is going to go on, right? 8mm drizzled deep silver glass bead 10.5-inch string. And that is this, and I know this one is correct. This is the silver beads. And this is pretty. See, we have like swirls. You see that? Very pretty metallic bead. I mean, I'm not sure about the color palette in this one. It's kind of, I don't know, all over the place, but we're still going to do something with these beads. Next we have 8mm white glass pearl bead, 16-inch string. Okay, so now we have some white pearls. And this is pretty. I mean, pearls are pretty anyway. So, I mean, has that nice pearl iridescent shimmer and very long. Very nice pearls. And this one is long as well. And these are 8mm. These are 6mm. We have the 3 10mm, which I do appreciate the variation in sizes. Next we have 10mm silver iron spacer beads, approximately 12 beads. Okay, so that is this. Silver iron spacer beads. And these are very lightweight. You could tell that these are hollow. Okay, next we have 60 white opaque glass seed bead. So we have some glass seed beads here, 60. So just some white seed beads. It's always nice to have seed beads. I mean, we could use these in any kind of a project. So that's always appreciated. And then next we have 20 by 12mm milky white pressed glass drop beads, 6 beads. Okay. Okay, and the hole goes, see, from the top to the bottom. So 6 of these little teardrop white beads. And then next we have 10mm silver iron spacer bead, approximately 12 beads. Oh, that's this. Okay, we already did that. And then we have large crystal glass bead mix, 4 beads. So usually we get a small bead mix with several beads. This is just a large glass bead mix. And we have these that look like little ice cubes. So we have 2 round, and see they have like a fauceted effect on them. So it'll pick up the light like a little disco ball. And then we also have these cubes. That's really pretty. Yeah, look at the light picking up in that. Very nice. I like them. Okay, next we have 1mm silver, no, 52 by 10mm silver long metal pendant, 3 pendants. So we get 3 of these. See, here's the hole. Okay. And then last, we have 1mm silver necklace memory wire, 10 spirals. So we have a memory wire necklace. And I honestly really do like memory wire necklaces. I have a couple of them that I made previously. And I mean, it's just really easy to create a necklace with this. So that's good. This is, yeah, I really like having this in here because that's probably what I'm going to end up making is a memory wire necklace. And then also the last item is our findings kit. So I'm not going to take everything out of the package separately, but we have jump rings, we have a stretch cord, we have lobster clasp and ear wire, we have crimp tubes, we have head pins, beading wire, and memory wire. And of course the color is silver. So it's just always appreciated that they send a findings kit because that means you could get started with beading and making several projects right out of the box. All you need is some tools. So Curated Bead Box is, I always say, is a really good deal because it is only $20 a month. And if you use my code, Jerry35, that's Jeri 35, you will receive 35% off your first month's box. So the $20 for the original price and then 35% off. So it is a very good deal and it does include a shipping. Every month it includes shipping. So it's $20 flat and it'll come to your door every single month. So it's a really, really good deal. So if you haven't checked it out, I will link the website in my description box. You could go see if it's right for you, if you would like to subscribe and try it out for a couple of months and see if it is something you want to continue using. But like I said, $20 a month, free shipping, a lot of products. I mean, they always have nice beads. They usually send a bead mix. They always send findings kit, and then a lot of times different charms and sometimes 2 glass bead mixes. So it's a really good deal. So check them out. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this everything organized and I'm going to come back and we are going to design a memory wire necklace. That's what I'm saying we're going to do. Okay, so I will be right back. Okay, Beater, so we are indeed going to make a memory wire bracelet, or I'm sorry, necklace with the memory wire choker that came in the Curated Bead Box. Okay, so I already cut my memory wire and I laid my beads out how I want to design this, but I am going to show you how to cut the memory wires. Okay, so you're going to take your memory wire choker, and then here's where my end is. So you want to do it basically the same way you do memory wire bracelets. I'm going to take my memory wire necklace and here's my end. So you want it to go over some. So you want to cut it about here. And that's so we have enough to string our beads and then create our loops. Okay, so I'm going to cut this memory wire right here, and I will go ahead and cut this. And you do want to use memory wire cutters when you are cutting memory wire, because it will damage your flush cutters or wire cutters, because this is a hard steel. Okay, so you see how it's overlapped right here? Okay, so that's what you want. And then also you want to cut another piece of memory wire, and you want to cut it in about half. You probably are not going to need that much, but see, I cut a piece right here also. Okay, so I cut it in half. And I didn't tell you the tools that you're going to need, so let me go ahead and tell you. I do have my memory wire cutters. I do have flush cutters if I need those. I have my bail making pliers, and then I also have round nose pliers, and I have my bent nose pliers, and I have nylon jaw pliers. And then I'm going to use the jump rings that came in the Curated Bead Box. I am going to use the head pins, and then also you will need one eye pin, a silver eye pin. And I think that's probably about it. Now the beads that I'm going to use, I have these, the pink brown swirl beads. These are the khaki. And then the darker pink strawberry-like swirl. And then I have the white pearls and the silvery metallic. And then also I am going to use one of these, and you will need the teardrop beads. And I'm going to use 5 of those. And I have 2 bead stoppers here in case I need those. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So you see I have my pattern laid out of how I want to prepare this. So first I'm going to start with my half piece of wire, and I am going to create a loop at one end. So take your bail making pliers, or you could use round nose pliers. I'm using these because that way my loops are going to be consistent. Okay, and I'm going to take it to the smallest one. So I'm going to create the loop with a small one here and stick it right flush to the edge, and then take your thumb and push it down around as you turn. Now this memory wire is very sturdy, so that's why I'm using, a little bit of force to make sure that it closes. Now it didn't close all the way, but that's okay. I'm going to take my round nose pliers, and I'm going to stick my loop in this. I have a little rivet here on my round nose pliers. I'm going to stick my loop in there and squish it down, so then that way it forms the rest of the way. And you can adjust it and fix it, as needed, if it needs to be straightened up a little bit. But you do want to make sure your wire is closed. Actually, I am going to put 2 jump rings on my wire, so I could go ahead and do that since it's not, see, it's not totally closed. Now I'm going to attach 2 jump rings to each other and then attach those to the loop that we just made. And this is how you open and close a jump ring. once you attach the jump rings to the loop, then make sure you close it up good. Okay. Now that is closed. It's closed. Yes, make sure your loops are closed. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and string this row right here. Well, let me show you first. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting ahead of myself here. How you create a little charm with one of these so we can hang it on our wire. We're going to hang these teardrop beads on our wire, but the hole goes from top to bottom, not side to side. So we can't just string the beads, going from side to side, which is how I want it. So we're going to have to make a charm out of it and then use that to string our bead. Okay, and I'm just going to use my nylon gel pliers to straighten this out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put my pendant in. And then I'm going to bend this back so it looks like this. It's at an angle. And I'm going to take my flush cutters and leave about 1/4 of an inch. Cut that. I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm just going to take it a little less than halfway down. I mean, it depends on how big you want your loop. So I'm going to take it right there, flush to the edge, and then I'm just going to loop this back on itself and create a nice loop like that. Okay, so that's how we do that. So I already got mine created, as you see, which I may exchange one of these. It seemed like, I think this one, the loop was a little weird. So I'm going to exchange this one for the one that we just made because I like that loop. And then I'm just going to string this, like I'm getting everything out of order here. I'm just going to string this row right here, just how I have it, on my smaller wire. Okay, and you could string it in any order because it's the same way either side. So I'm going to start with my 2 pearls, and then my, oh, hold on, something just happened. Oh, that jump ring just came right off of there. Okay, so 2 pearls, and then the pink strawberry swirl, that's what I'm going to call this one, the deeper pink one. One of those, and then the pink brown, and then 2 pearls, and then my teardrop that I already formed the little loop, so it's a little charm now. And then 2 pearls, teardrop, 2 pearls, okay, so this is how it's looking. And now this teardrop, so this is the teardrop that's going to go in the middle. I used a eye pin to do this one, and that's because I want to loop at the top to string through our wire, and then I also want to loop at the bottom, and that's because I plan on adding this little pendant, and that's to the one in the middle. Okay, so these are on head pins, so you need the 4 head pins and 1 eye pin. Okay, so I'm stringing the one with the eye pin. This is the middle. And then I'm just going to continue with my 2 pearls and the teardrop bead. Yes, this one, the brown pink swirl, and then the pink strawberry swirl, and 2 more pearls. Okay, so just like that. We make sure we have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2. Brown, pink, 2, brown, pink, 2. Okay, just have to make sure everything is even. Okay, so we can go ahead and create a loop at this side. So, of course, you want to get rid of this excess, which you may not have this much excess. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to use my memory wire cutters and cut it down enough to form my loop. Now I'm going to take my bail making pliers, and then I'm going to I'm just going to go flush to the edge where we just cut, and then use my thumb. Actually, I probably need to cut a little bit more. Okay, make sure you hold everything down to the other edge so it's tight, because this loop is going to go up against that last bead there. So if you have slack, then it's not going to look right. I mean, and then unless that's your intention, which it's not mine. So, okay, and I'm taking my bail making pliers with the smallest loop to go down. And that's because that's the loop that it's going to create. And then I'm going to attach 2 jump rings to this loop as well. And then make sure you close that loop up good. Okay, so this is the first part of our necklace. And we could go ahead and hang our little charm. I don't know. Do I want that? I don't know. We're going to try it and see how it looks. If it don't look good, then we can take it off and we could hang something. Sorry. We could hang something else from this bead, or we could just leave it as it is. This might be too much. I don't know. Maybe we want to be over the top. I mean, it's all up to you. And I could add this, and maybe you don't want to, of course, then you don't have to. You could do it how you want to. You can use different beads if you want to. This is just some inspiration for you. This is how I'm doing it, because I don't know, why not? But I do something a little different from how I normally do. And let's see if this is going to fit. Okay. And now I'll take this and put it on here. And make sure, oh, let's see, what do I need? Let me take my needle nose pliers. and get in here, see if I can. There. Okay, the closed. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Mm. Okay, beater, so I went ahead and took off the pendant that I attached to here because I didn't like that. But then I did add the two here. So just between the middle bead, so see between each pearl, between the middle bead here, and I had to use two jump rings in order for it to face right. So there's a jump ring that's attached to the wire and then another jump ring that's attached from that jump ring. Okay, so you see if I didn't do that, then the pendant would be facing sideways like this. Okay, so this is how I have it, and I mean, I'll see when it's all completed if I do like these hanging down, or so we'll just wait and judge when it's pretty much completed. Okay, so this is the way I'm going to string my beads. Okay, beater, so I'm going to take my memory wire. This is the full length that we cut, and I'm not looping the end just yet. So first I'm going to string these beads here. So I'm going to start with this green, and then I'm going to go to this single green here. Okay, so that's going to be the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and string these beads first. Sonalian, that's my kitty. Okay, so I have one green, the strawberry pink, then two green, one strawberry pink, two green, and then one strawberry pink. So that's the middle. Oopsie. Okay. No, wait. Oh, one more green. Okay, so this is the middle of our necklace. So one green, one strawberry pink, two green, one strawberry pink, two green, one strawberry pink, one green. Okay, and now I'm going to take our other necklace and I'm going to string one side on each side. So this is going to be in the middle. And it doesn't matter what side you string on here because there's not a front and a back to this. So I'm just going to take the one jump ring and stick it on that side, one jump ring on this side, and this is what we're going to have. Okay, I think that looks cute. So that's going to be the center. Okay, so we're going to have one of the marble swirl, one of the green, one of the strawberry pink, one marble swirl, and then the same on the other side. And then I'm going to finish it up with 13 of the silver beads on each side. Okay, make sure everything is cohesive. Okay, now I'm going to string 13 of the silver beads on each side. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is our necklace. I think it looks really good. So I am going to go ahead and close it up. I'm not going to add any more beads because I think that's enough, and it is getting a little bit heavy because there is a lot of beads on this memory wire. So I'm going to cut a little bit of this. You want enough to create a loop, obviously. Make sure there is enough on the other side to create a loop. Make sure your bead stopper is on good on this side because you're going to push the beads down and make sure that it's tight. And I am going to use my boho pliers. That's what I'm using. Okay, so I'm taking it flush to the edge. And I'm just going to form a loop, and I'm going to form the loop down. Make sure you press it with your finger. And this is going to be a little more than what we need. But actually that's fine because we could cut more off on the other side. Okay, so now here is our other side. So now push the beads down as far as you can because they're not going anywhere now since we have a loop on this side. Take your memory wire cutters and hold those beads down and just expose enough wire that you're going to need to make a loop. And we can cut off a little bit more. Okay. And still, that is too much. So I'm going to cut off a little bit more. Okay, now I'm taking my bail making pliers and creating my loop. And now I'm going to take my round nose pliers and complete it. Okay. Okay, now we have our loops on both sides. And we have our necklace. It's looking pretty good. I like it. Let me see. Okay, and it's a little bit heavy, of course, with all these beads and the charms here. So I am going to add a lobster clasp and a jump ring to the back just to make sure that it is secure so you can hook it. I'll probably add a little piece of chain as well. Oops. So I'm going to cut a little piece of chain with my flush cutters. So about that much. You know, your chain might be different than mine, so cut as much as you think you need. I mean, I'll leave that up to you. And then, of course, you are adding a jump ring and lobster clasp, so that's going to add a little bit more length to it as well. Let me see, I'm trying to decide if this maybe should be moved, maybe one more. Might have to see. Okay, put your jump ring through your lobster clasp. And then attach that to the end. And then close it up. Make sure it's good and closed. Okay, now I'm adding my chain to my jump ring, and I'm going to attach that to the other loop. And then close this up. Okay. Okay, beaders, so I went ahead and moved this. So I changed it from, it was between these two, so between this cream and this green, and I moved it up here. So I moved both of them, so it's still in the middle, but I actually think this looks a lot better because it's not hanging down so far. So, but I did struggle with it. I'm not going to lie. It was hard to get because the beads are on here now. So, of course, it was hard to get the jump rings off and move it and all that. So, I didn't record it because I figured you didn't need to see all that. Okay, beaders. Well, here is our winter vineyard necklace. And I think it turned out really, really good. I really like it. I'm really happy with the bead selection. And it's, like I said, not beads that I would have put together myself, but I'm really happy with it. So please let me know what you think, and please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more beading fun. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful week, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.